Ho, ho, ho! Ladies
Woo!
and gentlemen, welcome into the Topic Thunder Holiday Special. And folks, that was the first time I saw that. The production team sprung that on me here.
We hired them back for 1 week only. We opened up the budget and hired back the production team.
And that is absolutely fantastic and gets you in the mood. And welcome into the holiday special, ladies and gentlemen. I already see there are some luminaries populating the world's most dangerous chat zone. We call that the Thunderdome. Dad Evan Brooks, stalwart Ryan Hansen, and our good friend Sir Aaron.
Yes, young Aaron. I always like to have referred to him.
Joining us here, and I'm sure the cavalcade of regulars. I got a
Yes,
text from.
they'll be piling in.
I got a text from one Billy Whack who was saying that and Chris that he was going to be fixing up his basement and listening along. So
can't wait.
So and again, welcome to the holiday special, folks.
Yes, and my apologies to Biz for bumping him this week from the Open. I felt it was only fair to stay in theme. If we're gonna have a holiday special, and we got to do better than the Star Wars holiday special, right?
Oh no, I was fully gonna put on a red robe and declare this my life day. I'm just saying. I thought that's what we were doing. Shit, accidentally on the Ed Robe.
Yeah, no, dude, shoot.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess we should just kick this show off like we normally do. I'm not an eggnog guy, so don't.
Oh, I love eggnog. I'm
Really?
a huge eggnog guy. Adrian doesn't understand it. I love eggnog. Love it. Put it in my coffee sometimes. I'll just drink it straight out of a mug. No rum. I don't need any alcohol in it. I will just chug the thick goodness that is eggnog. Oof. I love eggnog.
Also, the name of my bassoon solo band. Thick
Goodness. I love eggnog. Oh, the thick goodness.
Yes. The bassoon goodness. Is a double reed on the bassoon too.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I didn't know you were an eggnog guy. I don't recall.
See,
Ma Jordan backing that up. I heard a good eggnog. Actually, I heard a good egg joke.
Okay.
Yeah, the other day. Maybe not good. I'm certainly not trying to play this up. But somebody would said in a bit that like when
thirsty, but I also want pancakes. Yes, that is. I want to drink pancake batter, but I'm also thirsty. I will drink eggnog. Yes.
Okay, so that's really. All right. I gotta try. I legit have to try eggnog, and I don't have eggnog here, so
it's very thick. You got to know what you're getting yourself into.
Hello. So how do you like your eggs?
Me, I like them over easy these days, or fried.
Nog. Hey, I'm not a dad, but folks, I know how to craft it or hear at least a dad joke when I hear it, and I'll show it to you and share it with you here on the show. But first, folks, before we get into the rest of the holiday special, which I don't know what the bumpers look like, and I don't know what the music is going to be.
Yeah, there are all kinds of new stuff.
I'm in for the ride here too, folks. But
before we get into drinks, I do want to if my voice is a little weird, I'm also a little groggy. I had COVID for the second time over the last weekend. And it has gone around our house here. Adrian had it first, then I got it, and then our oldest got it. The two youngest have been spared so far, but man, that shit is no fun. I forgot how not fun COVID is. And I know you, oddly enough, have no reference for that. You don't know what it's like to have COVID. Surprisingly, a guy who works in a hospital every fucking day.
Works with respiratory. However, okay, no, look, we were texting. This is what Ben was referring to. So we were texting earlier because I didn't know he had COVID. So I was like, oh my God, you're all right. All that kind of fun shit, right? And I just remarked, like, to this day, and this is a true statement, ladies and gentlemen, to this day, and yes, Ben, I am, like I said, I'm a healthcare worker. I was there like ground zero. I was there ground -0 when we were in like. They announced that, I believe, in like January or February of 20, but they said, oh yeah, it's retroactive to 19. We were, as healthcare workers in the ED and stuff like that, we were all saying there's something going on. What the fuck is going on? Like, everybody's got this shit, right? I have not once ever tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't say that I've not had it. But I've never been in a situation
You don't
where it's
know for
knocked me
sure.
out.
You've never been able to provide a test that shows that you were positive for COVID.
Not a single one, and it's not like I don't test. Like if you know me at all, like I'm on the forefront of all that stuff. And I when I feel crummy or people around me have it, as I adjust my camera, I liberally test. I can swab a nostril like nobody's business, right? And Happy Christmas, Billy Wack. Just to let you know, the real hero of their show is this hat that I'm pushing to its absolute structural limits right now, sitting around this cranium.
Yes.
But yes, never once tested positive.
Dude, it is so not fun, and I'm still honestly feeling the effects. Like I was just telling Adrian before I came up here, today was my first day back to work.
Okay.
Right, and really up and moving around. And while I am congested and my ear is filled with fluid and ringing very loudly, also I feel like I'm walking on a waterbed.
Weird.
Everything is very like this when I'm moving, and there's definite, both she and I will describe it as a fog, where you just like, my brain is not functioning as quickly as it normally does for me, and everything feels very slow and wobbly. So it's but I'll tell you what, man, Saturday night, Sunday, all day Sunday, the body aches, dude. That's what it is about the COVID that gets me. Like for me, I don't do well with body aches when it comes to being sick, and that is, for me, COVID turns it up to like 12. And like every breath you take, your joints just ache. And I even when I'm sleeping, I'm like just breathing, I like exhale, I'm moaning in my sleep because my joints hurt so bad. It is no fun. And then all of a sudden it just broke, and then it all kind of went to my head as some congestion. And then from there, I've just kind of I felt, like I said, foggy and groggy. But it's and it's my fault because I didn't stay diligent on my vaccinations and my boosters. I have no one to blame but myself for this. Like I just got lazy. And paid the price.
Look, I don't want to speak for us all, but I think I can. I'm tired of it. I'm over it.
Right.
And I work.
There is that, but then when you get it, you're like, oh man, I wish I would have gotten that fucking vaccine.
I know there's a new variant. I think it's the JN.1 variant that is now being tracked, and it was just announced as a variant of interest by the World Health Organization. Like, look at that. Cat's out of the bag now. We've got a new thing out there it's not the flu, right? It's not the flu. We know the flu doesn't pass the blood-brain barrier. It doesn't get into your brain. We know COVID does. It's just going to be that type of, it's COVID season. It's going to be that.
Yeah,
like
it's going to be. Yep.
And legit, like hospitalizations are up like double digits across the entire nation as far as like COVID patients and stuff like that. And the healthcare system that's hanging out by the thread, just to let y'all know. I might know something from the inside, but
it's still not it's not like things are like all hunky dory.
No, it's not. But anyway, we're panicking, right, everybody.
Let's have some drinks.
Let's have a drink.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas,
this is the most Christmas song ever.
Yeah, and it just overtook Mariah Carey's, right? Because this is more, I don't know. I don't want to say more Christmassy because I'm an old man now. So this was the Christmas song when I was growing up, right? And now
it reminds me also Home Alone, I believe it instantly reminds me of 80s Christmas movies, because that song was in every 80s Christmas movie.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. I think it was even in Trading Places, which is, by the way, the best Christmas movie of all time. Fight me.
Ooh, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Absolutely,
I agree.
Absolutely, it is. It is Christmas, is it in it? Like, yes. Like,
Mhm.
it's a Christmas movie.
She was 13. Brenda Lee was 13 when she recorded that song.
That's insane.
That
because-
is insane.
well,
That's a very adult sounding voice for a 13-year-old. Holy shit.
yeah, that's probably a bad environment for a 13-year-old.
Yeah, I don't want to. Let's not think about that.
Well,
Let's just
okay,
think about
fine.
how a talented young woman was able to.
Barbara Lee, I believe.
Brenda Lee. I believe.
Brenda Lee, thank you. I was close.
What are we drinking on, Brooks?
We are drinking for the first time, I believe. I don't think I've had a beer from the Distill Brewery out of Normal, Illinois. If anybody's ever been to Illinois State University, which I have several times, but was never a student, this is their Deadhead IPA selection. It's Tour Bus, which is a double dry hopped hazy IPA with Citra and Mosaic hops. I can't recall ever having it before. It's not in the database. So we're going to give it a shot here. Listen, live on the air. Hazy IPA. So I'm already predestined to like this, and Gigi is predestined to dislike it.
All right, what do you got now? Which version? This is the which one did you say?
Top left, the Deadhead.
The Tour Bus.
Wait, Tour Bus. Top right. I'm sorry. Yeah, our Tour Bus IPA features a 2-row malt, flaked oats and wheat. I love that band. Their first
flaked oats and wheat. Yes,
the best.
Classic.
Classic. With Citra and Mosaic hops providing dynamic notes of tropical citrus fruits and berries. Year-round release. It's the 2021 gold medal winner of Juicy or Hazy India Pale Ale. That was at the Great American Beer Festival. Also a 2022 gold medal winner of the same category, Juicy or Hazy India Pale Ale, but from the International Beer Cup, which I hear is a really tough cup.
You know, this does remind me, Brooks, that I have never really recovered from the breakup of flaked oats and wheat.
It was tough, right? And then they started the lawsuits between each other, and
it got really ugly. It's like watching your parents divorce, really.
And then they started writing songs about each other, and now what we'd call a Taylor Swift moment. Yes. Right, and it got and and then what happened to flaked oats was tragic.
We're not even gonna get into it because I'm gonna start to cry. Okay. So with that said, let's change it. Brooks Bolts. We got to give some Brooks Bolts before we head over to the most cleverly named segment in the history of podcasts.
You mean headlines?
Yes.
Oh, hold on then. Hold on. Let me take this sip again.
Let's get a Brooks Bolts before we get there, though.
See, this is interesting because I kind of mean it in the beer sense that it is kind of juicy up front, and it takes a turn and gets very dry and almost bitter at the end.
Interesting.
Gigi's face would be like, okay, I hate it.
Right, it's like it teases you at the beginning and then immediately is like, nope.
She's listening. She's welcome to come in and give it a shot. For me, it's a solid 3 out of 5. I'm not gonna
3 out of 5. That's fair.
Here she comes, folks.
Character assassination.
She's gonna be off camera. Hold on.
Like people dry and bitter at the end.
There she is.
Yeah, we do need to get the facial expression.
The thumbs down.
The thumbs down. What is that? The face was worth it, right there.
Was that like a Game of Thrones reference? Thumbs down. I wouldn't know. Never seen a single episode. It's true. Yes.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun.
Well, folks, despite the sourpuss look of my beloved drinking this beer, it is the holiday season, and I thought it became actually kismet that Ben and I like really didn't talk about the show. We actually never talk about the show. Truth
Very
be told, very rarely do Ben and I ever like pre-game everything. Like we get online about 6:30 or so and give a, it ends up usually in sports.
Yes, we usually are talking the Cubs or the Blackhawks right up until showtime.
Right up until showtime. So we don't really plan anything, but I guess the holiday spirit is here, ladies and gentlemen. So we kind of wanted to talk about and open the show with what like exactly are we kind of
What is this whole
celebrating?
crazy thing that we are celebrating? Because yes, there's the religious Jesus's birthday, that whole thing, right? Like that's the widely, everybody knows that's the story around this time of year. But there's actually some more pagan, let's say,
Scientific?
yeah, scientific. There you go. Maybe that's the right word for it. Scientific reasons that this time of year is quite important. So take it away and educate us.
Well, I just want to point out also that the story of Jesus's birth is that Joseph and Mary were immigrants who weren't welcome and would have been executed in the country or land that they were originally in and had to flee to be able to give birth to their child, which they had no other accommodations other than a stable, which they had, for goats and a stable, not the cute little nativity scene you see underneath Christmas trees. It was dirty. There was poop everywhere, piss all over the hay, food all over the place, and probably a lot of goats and other animals there. Just to give you an accurate portrait,
right,
of
that birth.
Of that a miracle birth, right?
Right.
It was a miracle that child survived
exactly
from any disease or didn't get dysentery from being on poop right away. It's a great story. It is actually.
She emphasized, but you emphasized the wrong part of that. It's a great story.
So this is actually in a combination with the winter solstice, which we're going to talk about a little bit, because there's these moments when the Earth is rotating at its 23 point something degrees around the sun, right? And as we all know, that there are some days in the winter here in the northern hemisphere are shorter than the other, but it's opposite with our friends in the southern hemisphere. So I'm actually, Ben, let's jump to that second link, because there's a there's a nice little picture that kind of shows this from like orbit, and
the Britannica one, right?
Yeah, go figure. Like Wikipedia had all of like the typed out like knowledge. Oops. And then in Britannica, you formerly of Encyclopedia Britannica.
I wish this part wasn't in the way, and I apologize, but I think we can see through it enough.
Yes. So there are 4 points when the Earth is orbiting the sun, where it affects the days, the tides, all kinds of, maybe even volcanic activity, which we might be getting to a little later. We are currently in the northern hemisphere celebrating the December winter solstice. And if you can look, that's on the right. That is where our planet is, almost like right now. Actually, it is calculated specifically at, I believe, 3:28 a.m. Friday morning.
Okay.
That's when it's basically the shortest day of sunlight of the year, the longest night of the year. And it's celebrated as such. Really weird, Ben. One of my co-managers or co-workers over at the old workplace there is actually from Iran. She left there when she was 15, which placed her time-wise right when the Shah lost power and the Islamic Republic kind of took over with the Ayatollahs, right? She belongs to a religion, which if you've ever heard of Zoroastrianism.
I have not, but okay.
It's actually almost 3,500 years old, and it predates Christianity. It certainly predates Islam, and it pretty much predates Judaism too, to be honest with you. And it's a celebration. It will remind you of Native American religious beliefs or just spiritual beliefs, that they are tied to the earth. They celebrated the elements, and she told me this wonderful story of how they celebrate the winter solstice, because they celebrate the gods of fire. or the
Okay.
element of fire at this time of year. And they're supposed to set up 3 bonfires, right? And you're supposed to jump over each bonfire twice. The first time you're kind of cleansing yourself of various things like sins and weakness and immorality, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then your second trip jumping over the bonfires is to strengthen you then in all of those areas for the next year. And then I guess they have this ginormous feast with they celebrate with family with like figs and pomegranates, everything like that area and that region's like celebrated for. Like this also is what they built Stonehenge around.
Okay.
And as we'll jump back over to the Wikipedia page, a place called Newgrange in Ireland or Ireland, sometimes if you want to say it like that, which are specifically attuned. Now, Stonehenge is specifically attuned to the winter solstice. Like the sun breaches very specific points. If you keep scrolling all the way down, and you'll see the Stonehenge one on the right. Keep going. There,
Almost
all the way down. There you go. Now that's Stonehenge on the winter solstice, and it might look like, oh, that looks like downtown Chicago, or that looks like New York Henge or Shy Henge or whatever, right? Understand these were Paleolithic people with what we don't understand, very accurate tools of measurement.
Yeah.
That astronomically put these structures in this place to have that object, that orb in the sky,
perfectly line up at a certain time
each year. So they charted the orbit of the Earth around the sun, and they noticed this one day. And they built unimaginable monolithic structures over this one day.
Think about that. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, let's Krampus, the first Krampus reference in the old chat room right now. Okay, so we're like, okay, I still have got a lot of Christmas shopping to do. It's the 21st. Who
I know.
cares?
Yeah.
Who cares, Brooks? Right?
We're way behind in the Jordan house too. Yes.
They legitimately think about what it would have took, the effort even today, to build something like Stonehenge, where each one of those stones is like 2,000 pounds, 1,500 tons or something like that, right?
That's the thing that always has gotten me and has stuck in my brain, that there has to have been an ancient civilization that we have very little record of. That it's stuff like this where they're moving giant stones in precise places at precise measurements in precise points of time, in times where no other structures have the same level of technology as these very specific things that are very specifically tied to the sky as well. When we talked about the pyramids before and how they're tied specifically to the constellations and certain things of that, and certain times of the year and certain things of that, down to razor thin margins. Literal. I don't say that as hyperbole.
You can't fit a piece of paper, a single sheet of paper between some of those rocks. And we think that they're like a primitive people, right?
Right.
Ben, go back to the Wikipedia.
Sure.
Because right below all of those pictures are a brief list of groups of people that celebrate the winter solstice. Tell me what these people have in common. The Welsh, Western Christians, Ancient Rome, East Asia, Inca, Slavic, and Antarctica, Theravada Buddhism, Iran, Zuni, Mapuche, Aymara, Central and Western Asia, Germanic, and Latvia. What do all those areas and time periods and odd continents have in common?
I mean, they're all on planet Earth, but other than that, I don't know what.
I think the only other thing besides that they're on planet Earth is that they celebrated the solstice.
Right. They're just kind of all over the place, but they all celebrated the same thing.
The same thing, the same
All of these different
day.
civilizations, these different communities of people, they all either noticed the same thing at near the same time and fell upon its significance individually, but doesn't it make more sense that there was a civilization or something or a someone's that were here that taught all those different civilizations, those communities of people spread all over this fucking globe, the same thing, the importance of this same event. Because you could see it both ways. That you could also see all these different societies. There was someone smart enough to track that thing in the sky over a period of time and notice something significant. Every community, but that would take so long for all of these different pockets of humanity to have come across it and come to it naturally. For them to all have come to it at nearly the same time, how does that make sense other than that there was something or someone that was teaching them that this was important, that for some reason, we have lost the record of who or what that people or entity or life form or whatever it fucking is. There's got to have been something that tipped off all of these different civilizations. It has to be. That's the only logical explanation.
The odds of all of these disparate nation states, continents, peoples, languages, abilities as far as stonework and construction,
right?
Architecture,
agriculture,
yeah. All of it, right? That it all sprung up simultaneously. Yeah. Doesn't register, right? No. That is like we could sit back now and go like, yeah, that seems pretty far-fetched. Like everybody across the globe all of a sudden just starts building pyramids everywhere.
Right.
Like, they would have naturally have come to that conclusion. Not a dome, not just a big fucking square like a Borg cube, like what? Yeah, like whatever, right? Like a spire or whatever. Like no pyramid. It just understand, like you can go to the jungles of Cambodia, like you can go to the jungles in the Amazon or central Mexico or anywhere basically in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. You see them here. Yeah, I'm going to drive past one as Gigi and I take a exotic trip to St. Louis next year.
It is exotic. Going to St. Louis is exotic. That's a good way to describe it.
It's a wonderful land of mystery and
breweries.
Some of them, but we pass by a ginormous dirt mound pyramid, and it's in Illinois. It's literally probably less than half an hour away from the border of Missouri.
Yeah,
and it is ginormous, just driving past that, and you're probably, I don't know, a good mile away from it, from the highway.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine just walking up to it and being, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's that big, man. I mean it. It is that big.
It's crazy.
And that in southwestern Illinois, they were building pyramids like they do in Egypt.
Yeah. Come on.
Man. I know we're straight from the path of Christmas. But the idea of this one day or this series of 4 days, like the equinox,
right? This time of year means significance to so many different cultures of people. It is something worth kind of reminding people that it's not just about Jesus and spending money on gifts and feeding the capitalist system.
Well, I mean, the idea of, like, I guess Christmas, and again, not everybody celebrates Christmas, is that, right. Okay, sure, the story of Jesus, great.
But even that, like you say, that's a great point. Not everybody celebrates Christmas, but they all generally have a holiday of importance at this time of year.
There's always a feast with family, friends that celebrates the love, the bond, the basics of humanity.
Yeah.
And it was well before Christianity and the story of Jesus, which historians will tell you was born actually in the spring, and that Constantine, good old Constantine,
Council of Nicaea, baby.
changed the rules and the name of the game and said, like, well, you have these holidays. Oh, you have this holiday at the winter solstice. Why do we co-opt that? Our Lord and Savior is going to be born on at that holiday, on your pagan holiday.
That's why it's important, right?
That's why it's important.
Yeah.
But in order to get you to
Co-opted
buy in order to get you to buy into our new crazy fucked up religion, we're going to celebrate yours. We're just going to tell you that, like, instead of celebrating the sun appearing in the sky in this one place every single fucking day and predictably every time each year, this little baby was born who's going to have magical powers.
Right.
Buy in. Oh, and in the spring, oh, you celebrate a holiday then too, right? Oh, okay, cool. Well, we're gonna celebrate the murder of this miracle child by a bunch of the same people that celebrated his birth. That sounds great. We're gonna co-opt that holiday too, right? So it's a convenient way to make basically a cultural and religious hostile takeover is what it basically amounts to. But Ben,
speaking of hostile takeovers,
Ben, have you ever heard the story of mushrooms and Santa?
I have. This is very, very interesting. For someone who's a big fan of psychedelic and hallucinogenic mushrooms, I, of course, am very familiar.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is I had to pick at least an agreeable website to kind of cover the story. So Salon
I love this
was that
picture.
one. Oh, it's great, right? It kind of, folks, that's the story right there.
Right. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
The end before the beginning, right? From salon.com. How do reindeer fly Santa sleigh around the world? If you guessed hallucinogenic mushrooms, you might actually be right. It almost sounds sacrilegious to mix psychedelics and winter festivities. Not really.
No, it sounds amazing.
It sounds like a really good fucking time. But there's actually a fair amount of historical evidence that suggests modern Christmas was born out of trippy traditions. From flying reindeer to presents and ornaments to a bearded man with the North Pole address, a ton of iconographic overlays with indigenous psychedelic shamanism in Siberia and northern Europe. I was happy that I got through psychedelic shamanism in Siberia.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you. That's a lot of S's in there. Some historians argue that Santa Claus is actually a magic mushroom shaman.
Yes.
As indicated by his red and white outfit. Well, yeah, what does red and white have to do with Christmas?
Right.
Anyway, it resembles the psychedelic fly organic mushroom, a fungus with as bright red as Rudolph's schnoz, sprinkled with white flecks like snow. Drawing on this and other evidence, quite a few scholars subscribe to theories that numerous Christmas traditions spawned from pagan psychedelic rituals, even if it's not a mainstream belief. How much truth is there to this hallucinatory history? Well, the fly organic mushroom is so iconic, it's often the first breed of fungi that comes to mind. Its name derives from an old use of it as a fly-killing pesticide. But today it's better known as its portrayals in emojis.
Yes, as Brian Hansen points out right there in the world's most
popular culture, such as the children's fairy tales or the Smurfs.
Or, Super Mario
It
Brothers.
actually has some psychedelic properties, and not unlike weird effects similar mushrooms in Alice in Wonderland and Super Mario.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of the most commonly reported side effects of eating these mushrooms or smoking them is Gulvarian or Ileopuchin. Not Putin. That's different. We'll get to that later too.
Yeah, don't worry.
Gulvarian or Ileopuchin hallucinations, both of which were named from the book Gulliver's Travels, a story following an eponymous tourist as he encounters little people known as Lilliputians. The similarly named hallucinations can give people the illusion of shrinking or growing, which means there's some truth to the resizing effects associated with Alice and Mario. Quote, in the oldest known text that seems to refer to Lilliputian hallucinations, Saint Macarius, the elder of Alexandria, that's a name right there. Saint Maracutius, the elder of Alexandria,
It's a
AD.
mouthful.
It absolutely is, trust me. AD 300 to 390 speaks of, quote, little strangers. That was from Jan Burke Bloom. And they wrote in a 2010 book, The Dictionary of Hallucinations. That sounds fun. Ancient Siberian peoples referred to fly Argarian men and Amanita girls in connection with the Lilliputian hallucinations said to occur in the context of Amantia intoxication. The fly organic mushrooms are very different from the psilocybin-containing magic mushrooms. While psilocybin is at the center of a growing scientific and cultural revolution, muscaria mushrooms don't contain any psilocybin. Instead, they carry a cocktail of psychoactive compounds such as muscimol and even bufoatini, which is oddly enough secreted by desert toads.
Yeah, see, I need to try these. I've tried obviously the other ones.
Other compounds in the mushrooms like iobotenic acid and which can be a neurotoxin in high doses. Users of fly agarics may also experience dreamlike sedating feelings, as well as agitation, confusion, dizziness, auditory and visual perceptual changes, and distortions of space and time.
Where are are there any side effects? Because all of that sounds like totally worth it.
Let's repeat. You experience all of those things by eating a mushroom
that grows from the ground here on Earth. Yeah.
Everywhere.
You don't have to process it. You don't have to ground it into a powder and cut it with anything.
Listen to this. The effects usually wear off after 24 hours. But one case report detailed a man who had a 5-day paranoid psychosis after ingestion, while another man slipped into a coma after eating half a kilo of fly organic mushrooms. Folks, eating half a kilo of anything isn't probably good for you.
That is a lot of anything.
That's a lot of fucking mushrooms.
Yeah, gross tasting because they're not tasty. It's not. Let me be clear. There's nothing like appetizing. It's not like you're munching on them because they taste like potato chips.
No,
they're gross. You have to mask them generally with something else because they're so disgusting.
So what did he say? He ingested what? Hold on. Half a kilo, so half 1,000. All right, I'm doing the math here.
Yeah.
No, that is impossible. Half a kilo. There's no way that man.
No, that is impossible.
I don't know. Okay, so that he ate a lot of fucking mushrooms, all right, but half a kilo, that doesn't make sense because
there's multiple pounds in a kilo, right?
Oh yeah, multiple pounds in a kilo, like that. Like you deserve to die.
Half a kilo is
a pound, right? So imagine if he ate half a kilo.
Half a kilo is a pound. So about a pound of mushroom. Jesus, and they say a heroic dose is what, an eighth?
5 dried grams. According to a renowned psychonaut Terence McKenna, a heroic dose of psilocybin mushrooms, not these mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, is 5 dried grams. And that literally gets you FaceTime with God, right? Whatever God it means to you. And that
I've been there.
He'll let you know too.
Yeah.
That actually it will let you know.
Yeah, I have ingested that amount of mushrooms in my life. So
was that the Lockport House? Like,
yeah. That's when I found out. That's also the same time I found out that mushrooms are not a party drug.
Not in those doses. Is ketamine mushrooms? No, ketamine is a horse tranquilizer. Originally, is developed
It is a man-made thing.
Yeah, it is not a natural thing. It is a compound that meant for sedation and little else. Although the emerging, again, research regarding ketamine and that low dosing or microdosing does have a positive effect for folks who do suffer from mental illnesses. So again, we're kind of coming down to these compounds that affect our gram. That's a lot of grams.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of grams, man.
That is an insane amount of grams.
I don't like.
There's no way his stomach couldn't possibly.
Even if they were like wet
contain
mushrooms,
that
like
much.
even
Yeah,
if they were wet mushrooms, that's a lot.
You can't choke that down. Like food contestants don't have the room for that. I don't believe that story. I believe it's bullshit. I think we're calling bullshit on that guy's story.
I'm
right
calling bullshit on that guy's story of eating half a kilo.
Yeah, no, I don't believe
but
you, sir.
You legit deserve a 5-day paranoid psychosis bender after eating that much. Like,
Yes.
what are you asking for?
Right, exactly. That's what you wanted.
What are you thinking about this here? You know, be smart.
Yeah.
So the article goes on. What does this have to do with Christmas? Well, fly organic mushrooms are scattered across the globe on every continent except Antarctica. Humans have been using them as an entheogen, that is, a drug with a spiritual purpose, since ancient times in Europe, Asia, and the Americas. Again, no coincidence there, right?
No, it is just coincidence. Yeah. Right.
It has been speculated that it may well be the oldest entheogen or hallucinogen known to mankind. Bloom went on to write. Even more intriguing, the mushrooms only grow beneath trees, but the fungus especially loves pine trees. The reason is fly organic mushrooms are mycorrhizal, a combination of Greek words for fungus and root, which means the fungi needs trees to survive. The red and white bulb we call the mushroom is really just the fruit. The rest of the fungus is underground, forming a network of filaments called mycelia.
Mycelium, yes.
Don't fuck with that.
No.
That worms its way around the roots of the trees. The two organisms trade nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a symbiotic relationship, but no roots, no mushrooms. That's why it's not easy to reproduce these mushrooms at scale, though some researchers are currently trying to solve that issue. When they sprout,
it's why you can't grow these in your house.
Apparently you need a pine tree forest.
Yes.
Which I forget the old man's name, but would have been really useful back in the 1955, September of 1955, Back to the Future 1. The old man who had a dream of growing pine trees. Anyway, for reindeer, these mushrooms are a delightful treat. And yes, they seem to experience some kind of intoxicating effect by ingesting them.
Good for them.
Fucking tripping reindeers, which is my my Dave Matthews cover band. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
Oh, yes. That is the best one yet.
Old Man Peabody. Old Man Peabody has dream of breeding pine trees. And yes, and tripping reindeer.
Reindeer, the Dave Matthews cover band. Oh my god.
The official, not rough. That's a different thing too. That's a different side project too. Not to be confused.
Oh my god, that is amazing. Oh.
When reindeer get buzzed on the mushroom, they behave somewhat drunkenly. Their prancing behavior, especially to someone who has taken mushrooms themselves, might appear like flying. People are even known to drink the urine of reindeer that have eaten the mushroom.
Listen, I'm willing to do a lot of things in the name of trying something hallucinogenic. Not sure I'm willing to drink reindeer pee for that.
I mean, you don't know where those psilocybin mushrooms, like they grow in cow turds. You don't really know, like that. You just don't know.
Well, unless you grow them in your closet.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. You could. I've heard.
I've heard stories. I don't. I'm not a fungus guy. Well, at least I'm not a growing fungus guy. But hey, In the end, how strong is the evidence?
And also, how do you collect reindeer piss? Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
It's a lot of effort for.
Are you kidding me? You don't know how to collect reindeer piss? Get the fuck out
I
of
missed
here.
that day. I missed that day in school, I guess.
You slept through shop class where they taught you to hammer together and build a little reindeer piss trap. Jason with a little cup.
The image now.
You'll piss.
Come on, please. Please.
You
have no idea. Like a heroin addict chasing around a reindeer because he needs the pee. You know what I mean?
Even Sir Aaron knows how to do it. Come on. You're pissed for a trip, sir. That'll be my hold on, wait. That'll be my Iggy Pop cover band.
There you go.
Piss for a trip.
Piss for a trip.
Or is that my G.G. Allen cover
yes,
band?
that might be your G.G. Allen, yeah.
Don't look that up, Aaron. Do not look that up. I'm not responsible for that. Absolutely not responsible.
Ask your dad first. Ask your dad.
Ask your mom, Aaron.
Yeah, there you go.
Really have fun. Speaking of things that are red and fun and stuff, we kind of covered a little bit of a story how
we sure
Iceland was kind of
remember we warned you how this could be catastrophic if this shit were to explode. Well,
guess what, ladies and gentlemen, Iceland is officially breaking apart. No, it's not breaking apart. It's growing apparently. Because Ben, I didn't send you the right links. That's kind of where I am right now. And as I kind of scramble to kind of that show you some of the videos, I don't think I sent you the videos.
Well, we can.
There you go. That's what's happening in Iceland right now, folks.
Oh, hey, fun.
The cool thing is, I don't know, that's cool with lava. That it's not like your typical volcanic explosion where it's like this one focused thing. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's like this. It does look like some level of hell. Obviously,
yes. I mean, that is molten lava just spraying into the air. Yeah,
out of a crack in the ground, right? Like holy shit! But we've been talking about this for a while. Ben, you know what? As I'm going to stall for time here too. This is just Earth. Mm-hmm. This is what she does. This is the thing that we live on right now. So it's weird because like everybody loves Hawaii, everybody loves Iceland, but if all that is the tip of a mountain formed by lava in the ocean.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to wrap your mind around that, but yeah, like Hawaii is just the top of a mountain that is above water and livable.
Pretty much, and that's it. So hold on, I've this. You got to see this. Hold on, I got to show you guys this. This is kind of insane. Let me find my Facebook so I can send this back. We probably need like a Slack channel, maybe, Ben.
We do need a better form of communication than Facebook Messenger.
Yeah,
I feel like we could do better than that.
We probably can do better than this, but you know, I'm in show meetings as we usually do.
Yeah.
But that looks like pure hell.
Is it the ground you're talking about, or what?
Yeah, that last link I just sent you.
It's a Twitter link. Oh my God. Holy shit. Hold on. That is fucking frightening. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to meet your nightmares. What is going on here? Holy shit. Look at that. Nope. That's a whole lot of fucking nope. Why are you standing there filming this? Move. Move your ass. What are you doing? Do you not see the ground literally move? Get your dog out of the dog is on the moving ground. What are you? Get off. I'm pissed off when my dogs do dumb shit. That dog is doing dumb shit right now. Get over here.
Check that next link out.
That is incredible. All right.
Yeah, that and not really even close to where the actual volcanic explosion is happening.
The
Right.
ground is breathing. Ugh.
Yeah, check that out, Ben.
Oh God, this is also terribly frightening.
This is Mordor.
this is hell on earth. Yeah,
This is hell on earth.
This is what you would picture hell on earth to be.
But different than like when you think of pictures of like a typical volcano with like the pyramid like structure or some Mount St. Helens, something like spewing all kinds of.
Look at
you
that.
didn't
It's
think
like
of like
it's like a strip of molten earth just spewing straight into the air,
miles long.
Yeah, go on. Nothing to see here. No big deal.
A miles long crack in the earth that now is just spilling molten rock.
Jeez.
Because of the pressure when two of our tectonic plates are pushing against each other. Dante's Inferno for sure. Like that's what that is, though. That the friction of the Earth's plates.
Look at that spewing in the air.
Melted rock. And that molten rock had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So the Earth split open because of that pressure, and the molten rock found its way up, and it's gonna eventually like subside. The plates will temporarily stop moving, or that particular part of friction will subside, and then this will all start again healing. I guess you want to call it almost like a scar,
right? Yeah, because I guess ultimately once it cools down, it goes back to being rock, again,
right? A volcanic rock, a nutrient rich, not Rick, nutrient Rick.
Nutrient Rick.
That's a rough me up song.
He's the I was gonna say, or he's the lead singer of the Trippin' Reindeers band.
That's a good. I like that too. Nutrient Rick. I like that.
Lead singer.
I think I sent you one more.
All right, hold on. Let's see what you got here.
Just to take a look at like this is the Earth has been doing this well before we got here, well before we figured out the solstices.
The drone footage of the eruption.
I think so, but we're also.
Oh my God! Yeah, jeez.
Yeah. It's a little more pulled back than that last one.
Okay, because this is also terrifying. Look at that. Because you're right, it gives you more perspective. Because it's pulled out even more. Look at, and you can hear.
Must dispose of the rings, you must.
Earth is regenerating. Again, Earth is a living, breathing organism, right? Just because our lives are 80 to 100 years, if we're lucky, maybe not lucky years old, doesn't mean like Earth doesn't give a fuck.
Right. It doesn't give a fuck about anything that we are doing.
No.
It's got a plan, and that plan's going ahead, whether we like it or not.
Actually, it might give a fuck about what we're doing and be you're accelerating this? Okay,
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Right. Yeah.
You don't
I'll just
know,
make
but
every storm from now on 10 times worse.
We're kind of running up against it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I have no problem with that. But I do want to get to some of the videos that I sent you, because I think a nice little palate cleanse, actually like cool things, like non-horrific cool things. Science Girl on X, the reverse perspective. No, yes, maybe. Yeah.
Wait, what is it? Is that a link you sent me? Is what you're saying?
I think so.
I don't think I see this guy in a Trump hat.
No, let's avoid
I see some jump roping dogs.
Let's do that.
Okay, so we're gonna skip over the
Do you want to do greedflation? We can do greedflation.
I would rather do the Trump thing.
We can do that for sure.
I think that after this little palate cleanse we got here, because this is actually pretty neat. I'm a big fan of NBA halftime shows.
Yes.
When you get the NBA package on Amazon as part of that deal, right? One of the fun things that you'll find is if you watch out of town games, their halftime, it doesn't kick to the halftime show. What it kicks to is whatever is up on the big screen at the arena, and is typically the halftime show.
Oh,
So you get to see these really cool halftimes. Like this is what I'm sure it's from a college basketball, or it's an NBA game because you can see the NBA logo there at the top. But yeah, one of the cool things that you get is you get to watch the halftime show rather than the studio halftime show.
Swiffer, with a little help from his friends, is about to attempt a world-class trick. Jumping
That's
rope,
Catwoman,
double
by the way.
dutch.
We watched
Sanders
humans
Geronimo
do this
holds
last
the
week.
Guinness World Record for this trick, and Swiffer is on pace to beat that record.
Yeah,
Pacers
go
fans,
Swiffer.
Make some noise, show some love.
By the way, the other dogs are helping. That's incredible.
It's amazing because they're in rhythm, like
Yeah.
singing in their heads.
Swiffer, with a little
We're wearing
help from his
boots, too,
friends,
by the
is
way.
about to attempt a
Oh,
world-class
why wouldn't
trick.
you?
Jumping rope, double dutch. Sam and her dog Geronimo hold the Guinness World Record
To the
for this
tunes
trick.
of Van Halen, too, by the way.
Pace to beat
I
that
love
record.
that.
Pacers fans, make some noise.
Pacers fans,
Pacers
make some noise.
Because we need you to.
When we went to the game. Adrian and I went to the Spurs Thunder game a couple of weeks ago, right? And the halftime was I guess from America's Got Talent, this woman balancing and doing these tricks on this very long board that was being held by two men at each end. It was almost like a trampoline type effect where it would spring her into the air and she'd do these flips and then land back on this like long 2x4. It was fucking crazy. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, like, how many times did she practice that and fell? A. And B, how much money could you possibly be making doing that it's worth the risk of killing yourself if you fuck up once too bad?
Trusting Chad and Bill.
Yeah. And you guys are getting paid maybe $3,000 and splitting it between the three of you plus travel expenses. Like, it just doesn't seem worth it. I don't know.
Everybody gets their kick, right?
Whatever. Yeah,
Whatever.
All right. I'm not going to rain on their parade, but it just seems like the risk is not worth the reward on that one.
I might agree with you on that. I don't know. I don't want to depress everybody talking about the State of the Union and like how the ex-president has been kicked off the ballot in Colorado. Do we want to talk about that? No.
Here's what I think is interesting, because it's monumental that this decision came down.
Sure.
But it is also worth pointing out that it does seem politically driven from the yes, because here's what it is. I don't know why, because they left a loophole. And the loophole is that he hasn't technically been proven to have been part of an insurrection. Like legally, he hasn't gone through the trial yet and been given his day in court, so to speak, to defend himself against these charges, right? And if he's taken off the ballot, I think the Supreme Court, they kicked the can a little bit here to get it to the Republican Supreme Court so that they could say, oh, it was challenged enough to get to the Republican corrupted, compromised Supreme Court, United States Supreme Court, that they could clear this out of the way quickly.
But then, okay, so to counterpoint that, and I'm not to dive too deep into this, but like they also then, if that's your argument and that's why they kind of kicked a can, they put a poison pill in it argument, because they actually specifically pointed out something that Chief Justice Gorsuch said while he was adjudicating a similar case as a federal judge and made a ruling. So they, again, if you don't know the story, there were 4 Republican Colorado congresspersons that filed a motion that basically tried to disqualify Donald J. Trump from appearing on the Republican primary ballot, according to the 14th Amendment, which cites that he had a part in an insurrection.
Right?
Okay, sure.
If this stands,
Four
though,
Republicans
yeah.
brought that to the court, right?
Yeah.
Not the DNC, not Democrats, not like liberals, lefties. Four Republicans. So we're like, dude, this guy's trying to take over the country.
Yeah, dude, it opens up. If this stands now, if I'm wrong that this is just to get to the very corrupted and compromised United States Supreme Court so that they can rule in Trump's favor, if that is not the case, and there is a poison pill, like you say, and there is some legal standing for this, it goes to overturn. It opens up the opportunity to overturn other states that have already rejected this. It could be rebrought. It would open up a huge flood of this type of thing across a number of different states. Now, there will be obviously Republican-led states that this won't even get brought to be right. But if he's not on the ballot in enough states, he can't become president.
No, and if this stands in Colorado, he's already lost 10 electoral votes.
Think about that, and how close it was the last time. And there is bound to be, if that Colorado decision stands, there's bound to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other states that quickly follow behind it.
That's it. So I get
I think it's important. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because I think it's important. Either way it breaks, I think it's important. It's really important if the United States Supreme Court upholds the Colorado Supreme Court's decision. That is a game-changing decision against the Republicans.
And I think we can put a pin in this particular topic and save it. For the next couple of weeks, because folks, just
we're off.
We're not doing the show next week. Gigi and I will be out of town.
Enjoy.
And
would he run as independent? I guess he could, right?
Well, here's the problem. That would require people to write in.
And his followers are not smart enough.
They're not. They
can't agree on doing anything.
They're not gonna
collectively,
right?
So,
have you seen how they post on Facebook? Right. You expect them to write, "We are going to the mound." Yes, we are.
Indeed.
Ben, let's see. What story? Wait, Ben.
We did tease Putin a little bit.
We can. Let's see what. This is so stupid.
Do you want to do this? Putin talking to himself.
I know how evil the dude is, but I have to laugh.
It's two of our favorite subjects: Putin honestly, and AI.
Pretty much. So Putin, with the exception of last year,
Владимирович, здравствуйте. Я студент и учусь в Санкт-Петербургском государственном университете.
Hello.
Хочу спросить, правда ли, что у вас много...
Now, which one is which?
И еще, как вы относитесь к тем опасностям, которые несет в нашу жизнь искусственный интеллект?
Say again?
It's not a matter of which one is which. So, a little context to this is that every year, Putin gives this like 4-hour long interview, right? Right? And he invites the worldwide press, like legit, like worldwide press.
No kidding.
Oh, yes. And it's exactly what you would think a 4-hour like Q&A would go with this kind of dude.
With this guy, like, there's no off-the-cuff questions going that flying.
Just pointed out, like, for 4 hours, not once was the BBC representative asked, "What's your question?" Right?
Right. They don't even ask. They don't even call on the people they don't want to hear from.
Completely ignored. Right.
Yes.
However, they made time for a segment where an AI generated version of Putin spoke to Putin, which like, and again, let's point out that Russia is very well known for stating the obvious and basically wagging their dick out. Like,
yes. We've documented it greatly where they like hide, but don't hide exactly what they are.
They are literally telling you exactly what's happening here if you can read between the lines. So this is an AI version on your screen on the right. Okay. The actual live version of Putin is on the left. It is worse than an 80s. It's an 80s WWF skit that never made the air.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
That's how bad
it couldn't even make Tuesday Night Titans, and that
like,
says something.
Vince was like, we can't show that.
No, that is absurd.
Like he like Vince in a I don't know, drunken moment, like let Pat Patterson decide like whatever skit he wanted to do. That's this kind of thing. Ladies and gentlemen, just check this out. This is on the left, the live Vladimir Putin, and on the right, the AI generated
Интеллект и нейросети. Спасибо.
Вот я смотрю, вы можете быть на меня похожи и говорите моим голосом. Но я подумал и решил, что похожим на себя и говорить моим голосом должен только один человек. И этим человеком буду я. Но искусственный интеллект, надо ли его бояться? Просто предотвратить это невозможно. Предотвратить развитие невозможно. А значит, нужно возглавить. Во всяком случае, нужно сделать все для того, чтобы мы могли быть одними из лидеров в этом направлении. На чем это закончится, никто не знает. Таковы реалии, во всяком случае, сегодня.
Wow.
And again, I go back to the very beginning of that video when the literal AI version of himself asked.
Я студент и учусь в Санкт-Петербургском государственном университете.
Keep
Владимир
going.
Владимирович, здравствуйте. Я студент и учусь в Санкт-Петербургском государственном университете. Хочу спросить, правда ли, что у вас много двойников?
Wait,
И
what?
еще, как вы относитесь к тем опасностям, которые несет в нашу жизнь?
That is crazy.
What?
Why is his AI asking him if he has a lot of doubles? Like again, and he almost kind of seems. Let's hear that again. Let's watch his reaction. He almost, and it seems weird because he seems slightly caught off guard by it.
And look at him writing down like who he's going to murder.
Правда ли, что у вас много двойников? И еще.
See how he makes that.
Здравствуйте. Я студент и учусь в Санкт-Петербургском государственном университете. Хочу спросить,
His
правда ли,
eyes
что
get a
у вас
little bit
много
wider right
двойников?
there, and then he kind of
because he's a double
к тем
who wasn't
опасностям, которые
expecting
несет в нашу жизнь
like
искусственный
that.
интеллект и
Do
нейросеть.
you think that? But again, we just said that we don't think that there was any questions, anything. He's so controlling over everything, like that. Something didn't get slipped in on him. It's not like a Ron Burgundy situation where they slipped something in on the teleprompter on him, like, right?
If that was a double and the real Putin sitting back,
right? But why? It said it, but why?
Well, okay, so if if you tell AI to ask somebody a question, open-ended, right? Okay, an AI bot is going to search the internet for, like, in that instance, like the most asked questions.
Correct, right? Basically, a Google search,
right? I can think of 1 or 2, 3, 4 or 5 more important questions to ask that man if I search the internet. Like, are you really going to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine? Might be the top question.
Sure.
Right? Not, do you have a lot of doubles? And specifically, do you have a double? Which would be a revelation in and of itself. Not, do you have a lot of doubles? It is literally the difference between telling somebody, I ordered a White Castle. Right. Oh, you went to White Castle. What'd you get? No, I told you. I ordered a White Castle. Or telling somebody, I ordered a Crave Case. Right. That is the literal difference in that scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
you have a lot of doubles. No, I ordered a White Castle.
It's crazy.
We should do a palate cleanse before we get to my dad's favorite segment, which is the lightning round.
Okay. Got a little basketball, a little more basketball.
We never do sports.
We
never do sports, and I want to do sports.
Oops.
Because if you're not paying attention to what's going on in San Antonio,
yes,
You're missing out because this is fun.
I literally drove 6 hours to watch him play because I know that he is a freak of nature that is going to change the game of basketball. And we're talking about this guy right here, number 1,
Wemby.
Victor Wembanyama. They just call him Wemby because his last name is very tongue twistery. Oh, and the other guy is Anthony Davis, who is also one of the tallest players in the NBA and most athletic players in the NBA, and is
a beast in and of himself.
Is a top 10 player, arguably a top 5 player in the NBA.
It's right here. Davis. Wow. The Laker bench erupts on that dunk.
Right.
How many years
look
of
at
experience
that bump,
Anthony
look at
Davis
that
has?
shoulder.
See that power dribble?
And look at what he did there, right?
Wembanyama underneath.
What do you know about that?
The beauty of that, the beauty of what Wemby did there is that he wasn't as physical. He didn't put the shoulder into the chest. He did a little bit.
He didn't have to.
You're not gonna move that dude. You're not gonna move AD when you're Wemby. All you have to do is use your freakishly long arms to be like, dude,
go right over him. He didn't even put his feet barely came off the ground.
I don't have to bump you out of the way to score like you just scored on me. It's a beautiful thing. That dude is a freak. And speaking of freaks, oh wow. Is this deadline? Well, Merry effing Christmas to y'all. Like, I was not expecting that, but I am pleased beyond belief to welcome you.
That was my curveball.
I love it. Dude, that was great. Welcome to the lightning round, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the program or the segment, let me quickly explain the rules to you. You participants, the members of the world's most dangerous chat room, the Thunderdome, will choose which of the 3 headlines I'm about to read. We believe in democracy here. So the ones that vote the most for the one story, I'm trying to get around to be able to say by you, the people. Now all that kind of fun stuff, which I guess I've been dillying and dallying here.
Yes, we have today.
Yeah. So none of that. We're just going to get right down to it. And headline number 1, Merry Christmas. Plane forced to return to JFK Airport after horse on board gets loose. Headline number 2. Woman who threw burrito bowl at Chipotle workers sentenced to 2 months to work in a fast food job.
Can you do that? Can a judge do that?
Judges can do whatever the fuck they want these days.
It's Texas, yeah. Good luck. Yeah.
Headline number 3. Risk of penile fractures rises at Christmas. Doctors find.
I'm sorry, what now? All right. We'll hear it in the second round, but my mind is not grasping what I just heard.
Nor should it. Headline. Oh, hey, we're gonna refresh everybody's memory, so you can make your decisions, and I know that you need to compute on kick the old bozo computer to spit out an answer. Just to remind everybody, we will not be on the air next week. Next Wednesday, we'll be off the air. I'm going to be
Ryan Hansen. We will not be here. Do not shame us for not being here. We're warning you.
Ryan Hansen, please, no guilt. I've got enough of it as it is internally. Right. Don't need the extra.
Sorry. We'll be back after the first of the year.
Yes, we will. Just to refresh everybody's memory in their voting caucus. Headline number 1. Plane forced to return to JFK Airport after horse on board gets loose. Headline number 2. Woman who threw burrito bowl at Chipotle employee sentenced to 2 months of work in a fast food job.
That's a great idea. I just can't believe they can do that.
Headline number 3. Risk of penile fractures rises at Christmas. Doctors find.
Hey-o, I didn't even get that the first time around. God damn it. That headline writer and you got me.
Hello, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it.
All right, they're starting to come in.
Votes are coming in.
Yeah. All right, number 3 has gotten a vote. Aunt Chris going with number 1. Billy Whack going with number 1. Give me the broken dicks.
We're in a tie right now, ladies and gentlemen, between the horse and the dicks.
All right, here we go. The first MVP.
Brooks, the VIP.
Both MVPs.
Whoa, speaking their minds, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 1 is starting to run away with it, folks.
As Ryan Hansen pointed out, the last lightning round of the year. So, folks, get it in right now. And I see Sir Aaron's got a vote in. Billy Wax got a vote in. We're giving one quick.
All the big luminaries have chimed in so far.
So
I don't know if Adrian is.
We're just gonna go through the headlines real quick one more time in a lightning round fashion. Headline number 1, plane forced to return to JFK Airport after horse on board gets loose. Headline number 2, woman who threw burrito bowl at Chipotle worker sentenced to 2 months of work at a fast food job. And headline number 3, risk of penile implant of fractures rises at Christmas. Doctors,
I can't believe you guys didn't want to go number 3, but I guess
they're tired of dicks, aren't we?
I know. It's always dicks and fart jokes.
That's all it is on this show. That's all we do. Folks, you have spoken.
I think you've spoken
loudly.
We're going to hear about how a horse got loose.
The cargo jet had ascended to 31,000 feet, according to Flight Radar 24. A 747 cargo plane heading towards Belgium from New York was forced to return to JF Kennedy International Airport after a horse escaped its stall, according to air traffic
in mid-flight.
According to the audio clip, which was obtained by You Can See ATC via Live ATC, the horse got loose within 30 minutes of takeoff. Boeing 747 was barely at 31,000 feet above the ground when the pilot told air traffic control that the horse had escaped from its stall and then needed to return to JFK on Thursday, according to Flight 24.
Oh my God.
JFK, this is Flight 24. Calling just let you know we have to return back to.
Wait, you sound very concerned. What is the issue you got going on up there, pilot?
We have an equine problem. We have a horse on the loose and the lower deck. So
I'm sorry. Did you just say horse on the loose?
Confirm. We have a horse on the loose.
And you're in the air at 30,000 feet?
We're at 31,000 feet now, barely. We are looking to turn around and land.
You're definitely going to need to come back. Definitely going to need to come back. Thank you.
In the air traffic control audio, the pilot is heard saying, "We are a cargo plane with a live animal, a horse on board. The horse managed to escape its stall. There is no issue with flying, but we need to go back to New York as we can't resecure the horse." Resecure the Horse is the name of a metal band. I don't care what you say. I mean, a deep, heavy fucking
deathcore. Yeah,
it's not just the Finns and the Danes; it's a combination of Finns and Danes.
Yeah,
right?
And there's definitely some like neo-Nazis that are in the crowd.
Unfortunately,
the
flight was forced to make a U-turn off the coast of Boston and dump about 20 tons of fuel over the Atlantic. Wait, why? Why did you dump 20 tons of fuel? Wait. Why?
Why was that necessary?
Amid the fuel dump, the pilot requested a veterinarian be present at JFK when the pilot and the plane arrived. Like, wait, 20 tons of fuel. Wait, what?
Just wasted and dumped into the fucking ocean?
About 10 miles west of Martha's Vineyard.
What? Someone's going to need to explain to me why one thing has anything to do with the other.
Wait, if you're over the Atlantic, how do you get 10 miles west of Martha's Vineyard? Because you're now over land. That makes no sense.
Aeronautics is fucking crazy.
Amid the field of the pilot request of veterinarian. Okay, we already talked about that. Once landed, when the ATC asked if the flight required assistance, on the ground, negative. On the ramp, yes, we have a horse in problem. Yeah, horse problem.
Oh, Ryan Hansen explaining it to us.
They dumped. On landing? Really? So they didn't think they could land a plane because the horse was loose?
Yeah, again, do they dump all fuel like that before they land? Do all planes just dump fuel like that before they land?
I mean, I
don't know
fuel
this
before I get on a plane. Not, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
They just spray it no matter where they are. They just spray it out of the bottom of the fucking. Do we think it's rain sometimes, but it's really fuel from planes flying overhead?
Don't
like, what
light
the
your
fuck
cigarette
is going on?
if that's what you're smoking.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
Between talks of mushrooms and insurrection and former presidents and voting and horses and we talked about pee even too, drinking it. Like, I don't know where this is going.
You guys didn't think you were going to escape it, were you?
Ladies and gentlemen, the last show of the year. Thanks for being a part of Topic Thunder. We've really grown in the last year. This has been it has been a crazy mission in Red Dead 3. Thanks for being a part of this awesome community, folks. I really mean it.
For real.
I know for real. I know Ben and I appreciate it beyond belief. We've friendships and all kinds of cool stuff and just open discussion, right, of crazy things that happen on this planet. And that's the basis of what we call the Internet Saloon, known as Topic Thunder. So, folks, may whatever you believe in bless you this holiday season. May you have good cheer and you cozy up to people who like you, love you, and want to be around you. Tell some jokes, eat some good food, share some presents. I hope you're surprised this holiday season by something, and I hope you feel the joy and the love that were promised in movies like I don't know, It's a Wonderful Life. So from the desk of Topic Thunder, from Ben and myself, just want to wish you guys a Merry Yule or Merry Christmas, a Merry whatever, a solstice.
Yeah, just enjoy the holidays, whatever your holiday is or isn't. Enjoy it,
folks. We will see you next year. Remember, no show next week. I don't know what the date is, but we'll see you next year in 2 weeks. I want some eggnog pancakes.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Now I'm fucking hungry. I think I have the best girlfriend in the world and she's making me dinner right now.